Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to Don Talk Podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in once again. I'm here today with B.
Hi, everybody.
So, um, yeah, just give people a little background about yourself and who you are.
So my name is Bejana, but I go by, my art name is That's Art B. You can find me on Instagram at that'sart.b. And I also have a website. It is www.that'sartb.com. I'm Haitian. I grew up in Haiti, then moved to Florida, and now I'm in Boston. I don't know what else.
That's good. Yeah, I promise. Like, I get nervous too. Like, I'm nervous all the time. But yeah, so you're an artist.
Yes, I am.
So what got you into art?
It's a long story. It was a personal story, actually. My father passed away when I was younger, and my mother put me through therapy to deal with that, and the therapist actually introduced me to art, and I realized I loved it, and it's been history since then.
Okay.
It was more personal for me, an outlet, but now I'm putting myself out in the world and letting everybody see my work.
That's cool. I like that. That's especially go through something like that and then having or you being kind of exposed to that outlet.
Yeah.
That's super dope. Okay. So, what? How do you feel that sorry, let me find the right question. Do you think that? Sorry. Okay, so sorry. How long have you been doing art?
Since fourth grade. I started off in fourth grade.
Okay. So, and you're so fourth grade. Yeah, that's. I don't know how old you are, but
I'm 29.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so you got some years under your belt. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right, that's good.
I know I don't look it.
No, you really don't. I'm not gonna lie. But that's dope. So, what inspires you to like continue creating art?
Well, art is still an outlet for me, so that's why I still create. But I guess I'm inspired by like my environment to create. So I guess that's it.
Okay. How long did you live in Haiti before you came here?
I was born in Haiti, and I lived in Haiti until I was 6.
Okay.
And then I grew up in Florida. And I moved out here right before high school. Okay. I went to Somerville High.
Somerville High.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I went to school in Cambridge, so like I would always hear about like Somerville and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was literally like once I was done with school, that's actually how I met Merrick.
Okay.
Yeah, like once school was over, I was like, I'm leaving, bro. Like I'm going back home. Like, I don't have any reason to be out here. But okay.
Where is home?
Here, like this very house, like.
Oh, okay,
yeah.
okay.
But yeah. Damn. What was my next question? I guess. Is there anything that kind of holds you back from like creating? Like, do you have like creative blocks or anything of the sort?
I feel like I hold myself back sometimes. Just because I don't want to say it's fear, but I don't know. I just sometimes I don't know how to explain it. It's just art's an outlet for me. So like right now, putting myself out there and letting people see my work, and then like having to explain the meaning behind it. I don't want to say it's scary, but like it's a weird place for me. I don't want to say uncomfortable, but it's a different place for me right now. Okay. So I guess I have to get used to that transition. And I also have a 9-to-5, so that comes in the way of me creating as well. But I'm trying to make more time for it.
Okay. So in terms of like you holding yourself back, so you said it's just uncomfortable. I hear that. I feel like that's what I do a lot of too. Like even with this, it's like, you know, I have to reach out to people and kind of set up podcast times and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's a lot for me, and I don't like talking to people.
I'm trying to get used to that because
Yeah.
I'm doing more paint nights and more art shows.
Yeah.
So I do have to communicate with people and get comfortable.
Yeah.
Having conversation with people outside my circle.
Yeah, it's definitely a challenge.
Transition.
So
Yeah.
I feel
It's a big transition.
So, in terms of like, you know, when you have that fear or like that uncomfortable feeling, like what is it, or do you do anything that kind of helps you get out of that?
It's weird. Like, I like being scared sometimes, so sometimes I just do it and then just to see what happens. Like with painting, I started off drawing. I was afraid of paint. I don't know why. And then one day I just picked up a paintbrush and I haven't went back to drawing. So I don't know. I guess I talk myself out of it. And then I talk to my people and they tell me, give it a try. You know, the circle keeps you grounded.
Yeah.
So
that's good to have people like that too. All right. And then, okay, so this is an outlet for you. Is there anything else that you do in terms of like, you know, if you feel like overwhelmed and you're like, okay, I'm not in the space to create today, like, I guess, what do you do to kind of take care of yourself? Like if you do feel overwhelmed either from like work or, you know, you have to create something, you feel like you have to create something by a certain time.
Yeah.
And, you know, you like starting to feel overwhelmed. Like, is there anything that you do to take care of yourself, like mentally or like physically, to kind of, you know, I don't want to say disassociate, but like, you know, to kind of take a step back to breathe and then.
I actually been getting into like journaling, but reading was my thing before, but now like I'm starting to like write to myself, you know, instead of just reading other people's words.
Okay.
So sometimes I take a time to reflect on everything that's going on and I'll write it down. And then a few days later I'll go back to it and see how I feel then.
Okay. Nah, I like that. I think that's also come up in like I think 2 of the previous like episodes I did. You know, journaling has come up.
Yeah, and it helps a lot.
I feel like that for me, that's something that I've struggled with just because I'm like, I don't like writing. Like I prefer to like speak it out loud anyway. So even if I am dealing with something, like I have that conversation with myself like out loud, so I can. That's how I deal with it. And then even if someone else is like, if I'm talking to someone about it, I tell them, I'm like, by the time I come to you, I've already figured it out. So I just, you know, maybe even I just need you to listen.
Yeah, I feel that.
So that helps. But yeah, I agree. I should I actually do want to get more into journaling. Even like with my therapist, like it just.
But I feel like if you record yourself talking, like that's still a form of journaling. If you keep track of it.
That's true. Yeah, I know someone else I know did that. Like she would record videos of like her talking to herself and I like watching back and stuff like that, or you know, kind of set up videos so that like when she's feeling a certain kind of way, she like, go to that. So that's cool. Okay. Are you still in therapy? Or?
Am I in therapy?
Yeah.
No, I haven't been to therapy for a while. I've just been honestly just doing my own reading, like journaling, but I'm not actually going to see a therapist at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's, you know, I feel like as long as we have something that, you know, helps us feel better, like that's perfectly fine. You know what I mean? So like you have something that you do that helps you take care of yourself and stuff like that. So I think that's just important. I think that's something that I want to, you know, help people get to. Like, it doesn't have to be therapy. It could really be something like journaling, even if it's something small like that. Like, you can as long as you have some way to express how you're feeling,
Yeah.
that's like the most important thing.
And I'm big on like speaking things into like the universe,
Mhm.
because I believe the universe do listen, and if you speak it, you shall receive it.
That's a fact.
So that's another thing.
So how'd you meet Merrick?
Pancake and Booze. It's a pop-up art show. They came to Boston, and he was one of the artists. And we just kept in contact through Instagram. And now we have a paint night together coming up in July.
I gotta, I need to speak on that. I gotta. he was like, yeah, you know that's an important date. So
yeah. So July 22nd.
Mm-hmm.
We will be having a paint night at Noom's Kitchen. Yeah. So this will be our first paint night together. I'm excited about it.
Yeah, no, that's dope. I'm super proud of Merrick. You know, I'm gonna give him his flowers, cause you know he's really been hustling and like putting together paint nights and stuff. So
yeah, and connecting with local artists.
Yeah.
He has a lot.
I respect the hell out of that.
Paint nights coming up.
That boy hustling. But yeah. Okay, so July 22nd at 8.
Sorry.
I'm blanking on the flyer too.
6 to 8.
Okay, 6 to 8.
Yeah.
At
And
Noom's Kitchen.
yes, and you can buy ticket at Eventbrite.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah. I'll make sure I drop the link in this in the description here too, for that. Okay. Is there something else, like, do you, or what kind of, how do you categorize your art if you had to like kind of, I don't want to say, I'm not to like box you in, but like if you had to describe your art to someone, like how would you describe it?
I would say multi-layered, because I have a lot of layers to myself. Sometimes like my art can be very abstract.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow. And other time it can be very fine art. I like drawing people. I'm just trying to find a term. I don't like boxing myself in just because I do a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of my art like has 3D elements. I do graphic as well. So
Yeah.
I'm just a visual artist.
And I like that too. I hated asking that question because I'm like, damn, like I don't want to make it seem like, you know, I'm just trying to contain her to one thing. Like,
no, some people do have a style that if you look at it, it's just like, oh, you know who that person is.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can tell my style by my shadings and like the colors and stuff like that. But to look at my work and be like, oh, that's her signature. I guess I'm still looking for that. But at the same time, I don't want to be forced to just do that one concept for the rest of my life just because that's my signature.
Yeah, no, it's definitely because I think that's also something too, like not even just with art, but you know, like when people kind of have, you know, multiple talents. I think, I don't know, I feel like there's, like I was watching a video and it was like, it's either you're a specialist, which is like you're really good at one thing.
Yeah. Or
you can be, you know, the jack of all trades who's like, you're good at a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know if there's like a plus or minus to either one, but yeah, it's, that's definitely good. I like that, you know, I don't like people to just kind of box themselves in and, you know, only stick to that. Like I know even with me, I don't just do, like I try not to just do like musicians on here. Like I try to get people who have clothing brands, and you know I have you now as an artist and stuff. So you know it's definitely dope to just kind of have different variations and, you know, not just limit it to one thing. So yeah, that's important. But okay. And so you have some art. Do you sell your art?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And that's on your website?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. So,
and I'm doing more art shows, so I'll be around.
Do you know any dates right now, or like any potential shows?
There's going to be one. I know the Black Girl Art Show is coming to Boston
Yes.
in August, and I am going to. I am applying to be part of that.
Okay, that's dope. So one of the other people that Merrick did a paint night with, and like one of my real good friends, Kaya, she was the one who she actually told me about Black Girl Art Show and stuff like that. So
yeah,
like
really dope.
when I looked into it, I was like, yeah, that's amazing. And whenever they have like, I think whenever they would do like the recap videos and stuff of like just everyone that was there, it's some beautiful art, man. Like people are so talented, and I love that for them. You know.
Yeah, the environment seems so wholesome.
Yeah.
So I definitely want to be a part of that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, I'm like, man, that's dope. I definitely want to go to one of those just to kind of experience it. See
I think this is their first show in Boston, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I usually see them in like New York.
There was I think when me and Kaya talked about going, we were looking into like New Orleans or Texas or something like that.
Yeah, they do have shows in Texas as well.
Yeah, it was it's definitely dope. So yeah, that's on my list of things to go see.
Definitely.
Okay.
I do plan on being there when they come to Boston, so
yeah, as you should.
Stop by.
Okay. And all right, so you said I'm just trying to like get the big part. So July 22nd, that's the important.
That's the paint night. Yes.
Yeah, that's the paint night at News Kitchen. Okay. Is there anything else that you feel like you want people to know about you, or that you feel like you want to share?
Just because it's like there's so much about me, and it's like it's not like I don't know what to say, but it's just like I don't know what I want you to know until you ask me. So
that's fair.
What I'm trying to figure out what I didn't say that I can say. I mean, I guess I'm a vibe, so follow my art page and get to know me a little bit better.
Could you repeat your art page one more time?
So my art page is www.that'srb.com. And my Instagram is that'srb. That's art.b.
Okay.
That's my Instagram.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. So it's definitely dope. Honestly, like, I wasn't expecting this to be like a long conversation. So you know, like, I mean that's all I got. I think you know, the main thing was just kind of having a conversation to learn about you, and I think I did that, and then you know, talking about July 22nd. Yeah, I'm gonna keep throwing that in there.
And that's why we're here. To introduce the paint night.
Yeah.
So we'll definitely be doing more. So keep out for that. Like keep an eye out for that.
Yeah. Shout out to. Make sure you follow Arts Core, Arts _Core _. That's Merrick. That's where he's always promoting paint nights and stuff. Like he works really hard to kind of get that stuff. Get that stuff going.
Hard work.
Exactly, and he's putting on local artists, so that's a big hustle. So I respect the hell out of him, man. But yeah, thank you guys for tuning back in, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah. Any shout outs you wanna?
I guess shout out to Merrick for putting together the art show. Appreciate you. And shout out to my people. I don't have to name anybody. They know who they are. Thank you for keeping me together. And shout out to me for being so dope.
Bars. Big bars. Yeah.
So thank you for catching up with me. Thank you for having me here today.
Of course.
And I guess we appreciate you guys.
Thank you guys. Cool.
That was cool.
Yeah. It's fun. Well, I don't know. I'm saying like I get nervous. Like I know I'm sweating a little bit. It is a little hot in here, but I'm also like just talking in general
Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
speaking. When you told me that, I was just like, seriously, like, I have to do this as well.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's my thing too. I feel like, you know, just kind of, because I've been doing this for like 3-4 years now, and I'm still nervous like when I do it. So, you know.
And everybody's different, so you have to feed off people's energy and personality. So that's another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm a water sign, so I feed off energy. No, seriously, if your energy's bad, I have to like force myself to adjust. You know what I'm saying, to keep the good energy. So.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I do appreciate you, you know, coming through and everything.
Of course.
So that was super dope. Yeah, I'm gonna work on this week. It's most likely gonna come out Friday. And then yeah, I'll chop up the clip for us talking about the paint night and everything. And then,
Okay.
you know, if I find like some other clips as well, I'll send those to you.
Okay.